Don't want anyone to get discouraged because you're most likely going to start from home. And so whatever negative things or cons that you may have about working from home, you're definitely going to have to find the positive in all of it. Hello, I'm Marie and welcome to the Slangin Dope NAILS podcast. Over here, I talk about everything dealing with the nail industry, product reviews, tips and tricks, my thoughts, everything. In this week's episode, I will be comparing the pros and the cons from working in a nail salon, working in a nail salon suite, working from home, and working out of a nail shed. I really love that the nail industry has so many options for nail techs to pick from, and I really felt like this video was necessary because once you get your nail tech license and it's time to work, it's like, okay, what's next? So I'm doing this video to basically help you see the pros and the cons and maybe figure out which route is the best for you. Realistically, starting out in a nail salon is the best option for a beginner nail tech, but unfortunately, a lot of nail salons do not hire beginner nail techs, so most of us start working from home, but I'm gonna go over the pros and the cons anyway, even though most beginners start from home. So the pros for working in a nail salon are walk-ins. With walk-ins, you get to practice and make money, build a clientele, and you don't have to do the grunt work for like marketing. Like an independent nail tech, we have to market ourselves online, social media, every social media, all of them, to get people to know that, hey, I do nails, come and sit with me. But working in a nail salon with walk-ins, you're gonna get clients in your chair regardless. So that is why I put it on the pro side, because that really allows you to like get your skills, like build your skills up and build up your confidence and just get clientele and actually get to work. While working in a nail salon, you are an employee, so you do not have to worry about any of the business aspects dealing with running a nail salon or running your own home nail salon. So you don't have to worry about that, and that's why I put it on the pro list, because as a beginner, maybe you don't want to worry about all that stuff. You just want to focus on your craft. And I feel like that was a major pro for working in a nail salon, because you can just focus on your craft and you do not have to worry about taxes, marketing, inventory, all those things you don't have to worry about, because that's on the salon owner. Working in a nail salon, the business structure of it is usually commission based, and a nail tech will get 60% and the nail salon owner will get 40%. That's the standard, but it may not necessarily be in every salon. I have heard of 50-50, but the standard is definitely 60-40. And with commission based, it also means that you will be able to negotiate your commission. So you may start out 60-40 or 50-50, but if you're bringing in a lot of clientele and you're getting work done really fast and you're just really making the shop a lot of money, then that puts you in a position to make more money. And I think that is a pro for working in the salon specifically, because it's not going to be the same if you're working for yourself. Because if you work for yourself, you're going to have to change things around, raise your prices to get paid more. But while working in the salon, if you're doing a good job, you just request for a different split in your commission. But I mean, they could say no, but if you're doing the work, then I don't see why anyone would say no. Honestly, working in a salon could come with benefits such as healthcare, 401k, and vacation time. When you're working for yourself, you have to take care of all that. So you are an employee of a nail salon, so they have to give some type of benefits to, accommodate you, because that's what businesses normally do. So that, I feel like it is a pro for working at a nail salon, because you're not going to get those things when you're working for yourself. You're going to have to do those things yourself. Honestly, I could not come up with a lot of pros from working from a nail salon, because from my experience, it's not really my thing. So, no, but I did have to come up with something for the sake of the video, but I will get into my take on that at the end of the video. So definitely stay tuned and hear what I have to say about working in a nail salon. So, these cons. A con, in my opinion, is not being in control of your working hours. For me personally, I would definitely like being in control over my own schedule, and I need flexibility for myself. Like my personal life, I need flexibility because I have kids. So I just feel like not being in control, or someone else setting your working hours, how many hours you get, how many hours you don't get, I feel like that's a con. And I just feel like I don't want nobody telling me what to do, but that's just me. So it may not necessarily be a con for you, but it's definitely a con for me. And on top of not controlling your working hours, you do not get your full profit. Like you're splitting money with the owner. So while you did the whole service, you're only getting 60% of that. And that makes sense. Like you're not supposed to get 100% because you did not pay for the products, you did not pay for anything in the nail salon. So I know why the shop has to get 40%, but like I said, I worked in a nail salon, and 60% commission on certain services, or like any service, especially all the work that you had to put in, I would much rather get 100% of my profit, but that's just me. While working in the salon, you do not have to bring anything. You use the products that the salon provides for you. And from my experience working in the salon, they didn't have the best products, and it honestly made it really difficult to work. And that's why I put it on the cons list, is because if the shop does not have like good quality products, then you're gonna have to work with those products, because they may or may not allow you to work with your own products. And the reason that is, if something happens, if someone gets in like an allergic reaction, they can pinpoint to which product it was. So if you're using your own products and you don't remember, then that person is not gonna know what actually made them have a reaction to something. So it's definitely for safety reasons, but if the products are terrible, you're just gonna have to figure out how to work with them. And that's what I had to do when I worked in a nail salon. It's just kind of like figure out how to work with them, and like it was a struggle. So not being able to use, your favorite products that maybe you play with at home, and things like, product that you really got used to. So that's why I put it on the cons list, because if the products are not good quality, you're gonna struggle. Lastly, you are not your own brand, you are not your own boss, which kind of ties into, not being able to set your own working hours and not getting your full profit. So it kind of just ties into that, but I made it a separate point because that's like a big deal to me. I have a certain vision that I want to put out into the world, and when you're working in a salon, you are pushing someone else's vision. So if you are really big on being able to show up as you authentically in your business, and it, shows who you are, then working in a salon, you're not going to really get that. You got to do the services how they want you to, use their products, work the hours that they set for you, and take that commission. Not being your own brand and boss is definitely a con for me, but I'm just the type of person that I don't want to work for nobody. So that is why I put that on a con list, and I just really had a hard time doing the pros and cons for a salon, because I just feel like the salon is a starting point, but definitely not an end game. While working in a nail salon is the most realistic starting point for a nail tech or for a beginner nail tech, that's not the reality. Most of us will start working from home because, like I said before, most nail shops do not hire beginners. So it just kind of is what it is, and it just is what it is. So the pros for working from home would definitely be not having to leave the house. Like, that is probably one of the biggest reasons that working from home is so popular. You do not have to leave the house. Like, you go into your working area and start working, and that be it. No having to fight through traffic and all that other stuff to get to wherever you're going. I just really feel like that is a really good plus when it comes to working from home. And since you are working from home, that means that you're your own boss, and therefore you get to keep your full profit. And obviously that's a good point right there. But obviously when it comes to keeping that profit, you definitely have to, make sure you're keeping track of inventory and your services, you price them correctly so that you're making money and all that stuff. I'm not touching on that in this video, but when it comes to making or keeping all of your product or keeping all of your profit, there is, business aspects that go into that to make sure that you are making a good profit. And that kind of leads me into the next point. And the next point is you get to decide all the business aspects for your business. The products you use, the decor, the services that you provide, the prices that you make these services. You get to decide everything. So that what you decide in that aspect, it will let you know how much you will be making, profit wise. And so if you're the type of person who wants to be your own boss and really like do your own thing and not do someone else's things or try to fit into someone else's thing, then that is why I put it on the pros list. You can decide everything and have fun decorating your home how you want to, and buy your product, trying out products, and just doing things how you want to. Lastly, working from home gives your client privacy. Not everyone enjoys sitting up in the nail salon and waiting and doing all that stuff, because if you're working from home, then you're most likely using the appointment-based model. So that means that every appointment is set and there's no wait time for your client. They don't have to sit around a whole bunch of people while they're waiting for their service to start. They may have to sit around you and the client that you're working on, but it's not like that, chaoticness that a nail salon has. And for me personally, I feel like that is probably one of the biggest reasons why working from home is so dope, because not everyone wants to. Some people have anxiety, but they love getting their nails done, and some people, they're not trying to be around a whole bunch of people since COVID. So you really get to give your client like a peaceful environment where it's like chill, y'all listen to music and you watching movies, and it's just like really chill. So that's why I put it on the pros list. Giving your clients privacy is just something that some clients absolutely love, and me too. That when I'm looking for someone, I want you to work in either from home or salon suite. I don't want to go to a shop, and that's why I put it on the pros list. I feel like one of the main cons that people would not want to work from home is limited space. You feel like your home or your mama house or wherever you live is not like a good setup for you to take clients. But I'm gonna take that con and flip it to a positive, because in reality, if you are doing amazing work, most people aren't gonna care about your setup, and they're not gonna care about where you stay and nothing like that. They're not gonna care. They just care that they get the set that they want with the price that they want, and you know, the vibe is good. So having limited space can be a con for the tech, but it may not necessarily be a con for a customer, because if they like you and your work is good, then you having limited space may not even be on their radar. So I wouldn't even trip off that, and don't even worry about that. Work with what you have available. Working from home is definitely super dope, but it just kind of gives me like a weird feeling knowing that clients will know my address and know where I live and know, you know, my house. Like, you know where I stay, you know where I lay my head, you know where my kids lay their head. So that is a little off-putting, but I just feel like I have not heard like a whole bunch of stories where clients are just out here wilding and your safety is in danger. Like, you're in danger. So I don't think that that's something that you necessarily need to worry about, but it can be a con. It can be something that causes anxiety and things like that. So that's why I wanted to mention it. But I also want to mention that most businesses start from home. So don't trip off that. Like, well, I mean, you can. If it makes you uncomfortable, then definitely, you know, sit with those feelings. Your feelings are definitely valid, but know that you can definitely put some things in place to make sure that you're safe. You can put like a camera in your house and make sure you got something to defend yourself around the house, whatever that may be. Just make sure it's legal. But while it is on a con list, I'm flipping it to a pro, because don't let fear like stop you from doing what you need to do, because working from home as a beginner that's most likely where most beginners will start. So since you work from home, you have no visibility from the street like working from a salon, which means no walk-ins. And walk-ins are honestly money makers in reality, because salons, you have customers coming in and out. They may not come back exactly straight to you unless they like really like love you. Then they're gonna try to get an appointment with you. But walk-ins really allow beginners to make money and practice. So not having the access to visibility and people seeing the shop and walking in and then getting in your chair, yeah, that sucks. But I mean, most nail techs, we market on social media anyway. That is our biggest, well, not our biggest, word of mouth is definitely going to be your biggest promoter. But secondly, promoting online is how we get the word out that we are out here and ready to take clients. So while not having that visibility and people being able to walk in and you get clients, you just gotta, you know, post on social media and definitely, you know, market yourself so that you have visibility online. Now, you may not have visibility from the street, you may not be sitting beside a Walmart or a Target, but there are so many opportunities for you to market yourself online. You just have to show up at least once a day. So yeah, not having walk-ins can suck, but it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna be flipping all of these cons to pros, because I just don't want anyone to get discouraged, because you're most likely gonna start from home. And so whatever negative things or cons that you may have about working from home, you're definitely gonna have to find the positive in all of it. Lastly, you have to handle all the business aspects, and maybe you're not business savvy, or you just want to do nails. You don't want to worry about all of that stuff. And so that's why I put it on the cons list, because everybody isn't business savvy. Everybody doesn't have what it takes to necessarily run a business. So if you're not trying to do all that, then definitely try to find you a nail salon to work at, because you're going to have to handle everything. You're going to have to handle the inventory, the clients, the what time you're working all your appointments and you're gonna have to handle everything. So if that's not really something that you're really trying to get into or not get into in the beginning, then definitely try to search for definitely search for a salon that you can work at. Hopefully take beginners. Well, it is rare, but there are some out there because I got lucky. And so that means that there's definitely got to be opportunities out there so that you can avoid having to handle all the business stuff. Like if you just want to worry about the nails, that's cool. Just do that then, and do that. And that's why I put it on the list, because as an independent nail tech, you're running a business, you are the business, and if you fumble, then your business fumbles. So definitely keep that in mind and think about if you want to handle inventory and the clients and refunds, chargebacks, all of that stuff that goes into running a business. You really need to figure out if that's something that you actually want to do. Salon suites have gotten so popular over the last few years across the entire beauty industry. It seems to me like when someone in the beauty industry is leveling up their business, they move to a salon suite. And with that being said, that means that a salon suite is definitely not the best move for a beginner, because you would need to have a solid clientele, a clientele that's going to follow you from your previous location to make that work. So working from a nail salon suite is not the best option for a beginner. I still think it's good to know, what you will be getting into, and so you can figure out if that is something that you want for yourself in the future. Because jumping out the gate with a salon suite, that's real bold. But if you feel like you got it, then you got it. I think the best thing about salon suites is that they come with amenities that include Wi-Fi, bathrooms, security systems, and washer and dryers. Most salon suites come with all of that, and that means that you don't have to take care of all that stuff. Like if you work from home, you would have to clean up your space and your bathrooms to make sure it's good to go. While you do have to clean up your individual salon suite, but you don't have to worry about the entry and all that other stuff. And this leads into my second point: clients won't know your address, and you can feel more safe. And it has cameras and all these other things that can make you feel safe. They have call boxes, they have so many things to make you feel safe. So if you're not comfortable with people knowing your home address, then having a salon suite definitely going to give you that sense of security that you may not feel while working from home. But I mean, if you have a salon suite, you most likely started from your house, so they know your address anyway. But the new clients won't know your address, and that can give you some peace of mind. Just like working from home, you get to keep all of your profit, and that's always a plus. But since the salon suite does come with a bill that is a new bill, you do need to up your prices or change something about your business so that you can accommodate that rent. But all in all, if you do that, if you up your prices, change things around, then the rent won't be such a gut punch. You just have to plan for that and give your clients a heads up. Once I move into the salon suite, prices are going to increase to accommodate the salon suite rent, because salon suite rent, from what I know, they can range from $500 a month to like $2 a month, depending on the size of the salon suite that you get. Since having a salon suite is basically like having your little own salon, it means that you will be handling all the business aspects, just like working from home, decor, the products that you use, services that you will be doing, and their prices. You get to handle all of those things and set your policies. All of that stuff will be all on you, and you will be setting your own working hours, all of that. And that's obviously going to be a pro. For someone who, you know, doesn't want to work underneath someone else, so that's definitely a pro, just like working from home. And once you make that big jump to a salon suite, that's even more privacy for your client. So while working from home gives clients privacy, maybe you have like a roommate or your kids or your spouse is there, and that could, you know, level the amount of privacy that your clients get. So salon suites definitely give you more privacy because you have your own set space with a closed door, and in most salon suites they have like curtains and stuff up on them. So, you know, no one can really like see in or whatever. So you got like real legit privacy, and like if someone has like social anxiety, you don't have to like walk in front of like a whole bunch of people to get to the salon suite. All the salon suites are enclosed, so you're not walking in front of people. I got social anxiety, so walking in front of a whole bunch of people always used to make me like, but privacy, definitely something that a lot of clients like, so they don't have to deal with all the chaos of being in a nail salon. Okay, this last pro is definitely my favorite. You can share your salon suite with another person in the beauty industry, whether it be nail tech, whether they're doing hair, a lactation, whatever. You can share your salon suite to offset the cost of having one. Now, this is not an option in all salon suites, so you definitely have to check. Like if that's something that you want to do, you definitely have to check and make sure that that salon suite has that option so you can do that. I just feel like that is really a really dope way to move up in your business, but not have to be responsible for the full rent of a salon suite. And of course, you want to make sure the person that you're moving in with can pay their side of the rent. And so this is someone that you trust, someone that you know, so you're not left out here having to cover the whole thing. So definitely, you know, make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's. The cons for having a salon suite basically are the same ones for working from home. No walk-ins, no visibility, but like I said before, if you market yourself, at least post on social media once a day, you can, you know, give yourself that ability to be visible online. So while it is a con, you can definitely turn that con into a pro. And just like working from home, you will have to handle all the business stuff. And if that's not something that you're trying to do, then find you a nail salon to work at. Lastly, for the cons, you gotta pay rent. If you are just not trying to do that, you know, working from home, you don't have to pay any rent. You already paying the rent. You're already paying the mortgage. You already paying the water bill. But, well, working in a salon suite, you don't have to pay the water bill. That's not something you have to pay for. But maybe you just don't, you're not ready to take on that extra cost. And that's why I put it on the cons, is because you gotta pay rent, and maybe you just don't want to do that, and that it is what it is. So definitely be prepared to pay rent. Nail shed pros and cons. I absolutely think nail sheds are so adorable. I was almost really leaning towards getting one for my backyard. They're just, I love them. And the reason is because I don't have to leave from home. That's the first pro. You do not have to leave from home because the nail shed is in your backyard. So that's why I really, really love it, and I consider it a pro. While you still have your separate own space, but you don't necessarily gotta leave the house. It's like working from home and having a nail salon suite all in one, kinda. Just like working from home and working from a nail salon suite, you're going to be keeping all of your profit, and you'll get to decide all the business aspects for your business. And it offers your client privacy, a little bit more privacy than working directly in the home. So that's why I put it on the pro list, because you get a little bit more privacy with a nail shed, because they don't actually have to come into your house. They're going straight to the nail shed because that's your workspace. And yeah, that is why I put it on the pro list as a pro, because some folks love privacy. Nail sheds essentially have the same cons as working from home. People know your address. Like I said before, that can be something that can be, you know, cause a little anxiety, which is totally valid, but don't let that psych you out. Like, don't let that get in your way, because what if nothing happens? Then you sat up there and you let your anxiety, let your fear get in the way of something that could be really, really dope. And no walk-ins once again, but you already know what to do with that. Mark it online. But yes, no walk-ins for nail sheds as well, and you will be covering all the business aspects. And that is something that you do not want to do, then definitely go to a nail salon. And lastly, nail sheds can be a little pricey. They can run from like $5,000 and up from what I've seen. If you want to get something that's like big enough or whatever. So that, I put that on the con list because maybe that's not in your budget right now. So while having a nail shed is really, really dope, it's a little pricey. Probably the most expensive out of all. Yeah, it's definitely the most expensive. Well, that's actually not true. It's actually not the most expensive, because you pay that one time, and in a nail salon suite, you're paying rent monthly. So I guess it's the most upfront cost. And you have to pay for the materials for the nail shed, and you also have to pay for the labor of the nail shed. So that's definitely something that you definitely have to think about when it comes to a nail shed. You know, can you afford to actually do it? And if not, then definitely, you know, you can just save up money until you can. But I definitely wanted to mention that, you know, they are kind of pricey. So while having a nail shed is super dope, the initial cost for getting a nail shed is kind of expensive. So that wraps up all the pros and cons from working from a nail salon, working from home, a nail salon suite, and a nail shed. I personally think working from home and then transitioning into a nail salon suite is like the preferred method. That's what I am going to do. That is my goal, is to work from home and then move on to a nail salon suite. I don't see myself going back to a nail salon. I just did not like the culture of working in a nail salon. It was just a little too much hustle and bustle for me personally. Like, I don't chill vibes. I want chill vibes and just my own space to work. And if you have not already, definitely check out my nail salon vlogs. I actually vlogged my entire experience working in a nail salon, and it's real raw and gritty because I did not know what I was doing when I was recording. I was just recording my day, and so it really shows what it was like for me to be in a nail salon and working in a Black-owned nail salon. It was a vibe working in a Black-owned nail salon, but working in a nail salon is definitely not something that was even on my list. It was just an opportunity that I felt like I needed because I needed that experience. But I am going to go in, you know, how I feel about working in a nail salon in my next video. Literally, my next video is my thoughts on working in a nail salon. So if you would like to know my thoughts and hear more about my experience, you know, definitely check that out. And you can also tune into the vlogs or whatever, so you can watch the vlogs and then listen to my take on it, because that would be the smartest way to do it, in my opinion, of course. I'm not super fond of working in a nail salon. I would not say that don't go work for a nail salon, because that experience really changed my whole outlook on how I wanted to run my nail business. And I don't think that you're going to get that type of experience anywhere. Like I had an idea of how I wanted to run my nail business, and it completely changed after I worked at a nail salon. It gave me a whole different perspective. So wow, it's definitely not my preferred place to work, but if you can go to a nail salon and get that experience, then I definitely say go for it. But it does not have to be your end game. It can just be your stepping stone. Take that money that you earn in a nail salon and then move on to something else, because it's just not an end game. It just seems like a toxic work environment long term. But that's my opinion. I mentioned earlier in the video that I absolutely adore nail sheds, but the reason why I had to kind of take nail sheds off my list, because it seemed a little inconvenient for clients, because if they gotta use the bathroom, they still gotta go in the house. Unless you get the city to come out and do plumbing. But I don't know how much that costs, and that's not something I'm even trying to pay. So on top of getting the nail shed and its materials and the labor for it, and then having to get plumbing done, that just seems like a lot of work. Don't want to do it. Now in my situation, my husband was going to build the nail shed because that was his idea. He was like, y'all can build it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool, dope. And I'm like, wait, no, like if it's pouring down right now and your client gotta use the bathroom, they gotta run in your house to get wet. Like, no, that just seems like a complete inconvenience. So while nail sheds are definitely dope, is not having plumbing kind of throws it all off. But you can have a portable hand washing station. So it's just something you gotta consider. You know, like I, for one, would not want to run in the rain to use the bathroom. But what if it don't even rain? So that may not even be an issue that come up. But what if they don't even use the bathroom? But that was something that just came to my brain about it. But I have went to someone's house who had a nail shed, but really it was like a guest house in the back. So they built a guest house in the back and turned it into their, you know, home nail salon. And that was dope. It had a bathroom. It was pretty big, and you went through the back. You didn't go through the front door or whatever. So that's an option. But that's like somebody who got like plenty of money. Like, who got a guest house? I don't. I wanted to do this video because I'm a beginner nail tech, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it and which route I wanted to take, and that's how this video came together, because I'm in the same place trying to figure out what's next now that I got my nail tech license. Like, there's plenty of options, but I just feel like I need to make sure that I do this smartly so I can be the most successful. And that's why I wanted to do this video. And I hope it was helpful. And if it was, definitely like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications, do all of that. And I hope to see you at the next video.